opportunity. He started with the end in mind, and that is to reach millions of households with this exceptional product and opportunity. So at this time, without further ado, I want to yield to our amazing VP of Sales, Mr. JC Rangel. Mr. Rangel, are you with us?
I sure am. Coffee. How are you?
Absolutely incredible, sir. Take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. Wow. Incredible energy. I gotta make sure that Coffee's always the one that's taking introductions and introducing me because she is absolutely awesome. So thank you very much, Coffee, for that. By the way, one of my favorite things in the world is coffee, right? Wake up and I've got that in my mind. So let's get it going. So thank you very much, everybody, for being on here today. We've got over 103 people on the Zoom. That means that something is brewing, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to jump into this. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on introductions. I'm going to spend 1 to 2 minutes at most talking a little bit about my background, right? I got started at the age of 18 in the network marketing industry. I'm not going to get into the entire story, but I made my first million by the age of 30. That's when I was able to retire my mom at the age of 30. And since then, we've been able to make a lot of money in this industry, right? Got my beautiful family, starting with my wife and our 2 children. My wife is a stay-at-home mom, thanks to this industry, thanks to the direct sales industry that we're in, thanks to the network marketing industry that we're in, right? And the solar industry, right? And I started the solar industry in 2020 during 2 weeks after the worldwide shutdown pandemic, okay? That's what, and give me 1 second, I'm gonna turn on my fan here because it's getting hot in here. All right, there we go. So 2 weeks after the worldwide pandemic is when I started in the solar industry. And in our first 3 years, we did over $105 million in sales, over 2,100 solar installations. Now that number is closer to 4,000 installations. But that's going to pale in comparison to what we've done now. We had no experience. We didn't have a vehicle like what we've got now. We didn't have the installer that we have now. So we're looking to pay it forward. We're looking to build a business. And one of the reasons why my team and I were able to do so many sales and so many installs and achieve so much success in our first 3 years in this industry was because of the team building with a system, systematic team building. How many of you, put a number 1 in the chat if you've ever been involved in network marketing or direct sales? I want to get an idea for the, raise your hands, yes, and put a number 1 in the chat, please, right? Okay, the numbers are going crazy, right? Everybody. Okay, so here's the deal. The biggest team that I ever built in network. Now, of course, I didn't build the team, but the team that I initiated from me down, group enrollment volume, if you will, is over 120,000 people. That was over 10 years ago. And since then, we built some very, very big teams. And we're going to build the biggest team yet here. Question is, how were you able to do that? By building a team, but I'm going to break down the system. I'm going to break down the philosophy. I'm not only going to break down the how-tos, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to break another level conversation. This isn't a training where you just come in here to get how-tos and scripts. That's covered in the Fast Start training. That's covered in the Recruiting Mastery training. That's all in your back office. You have to learn the philosophies of building, and I would highly encourage a couple things. Number 1, all of you that are able to turn on your camera, please turn on your camera. I think we can all agree that when we have our camera on, we tend to pay more attention, right? So not only that, you want to lead by example. You got team members on the call. You got team members that are going to be on your team one day. You want to lead by example. So all of you that are able to turn on your camera, I'm going to tell you first and foremost, thank you. And second, winners do what winners do. Winners do what winners do. And that's what winners do. Winners lead by example. So, because I want you to grab a notepad. Is it in the basement or in the garage? To be uninterrupted, that's where you should be headed to right now. Okay? Because part of the reason that I learned this stuff, and it was so ingrained in my head, is that I was on Monday in person by the LAX. If I was lucky, I got there in 35 minutes. It wasn't from the comfort of my home. And I paid to get into that training. I paid 5 to 45 minutes to LAX. It's right next to the LAX at the Proud Bird Restaurant. They had a conference room. Some of you guys here, I'm sure I've been there with that company back in the days. And so we would be there every single Monday for what was called systems training. Systems training. And guess what? I learned some stuff. And that stuff I apply to do. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to get this presentation started. Okay. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the build system. And we have it. People are following it, but not enough people are following it. And by the way, whoever could take a little video, if you're watching from a computer, a video of all the people and all the participants, and tag me on social media or send me the video on WhatsApp, I would greatly appreciate that. This many motivated people to build a business. So thank you in advance. Okay, so let's talk about the build system and what it takes to win. Okay, so first and foremost, okay, we're going to talk about a system for recruiting, onboarding ourselves properly, and why we do that, and then finally a system for duplication for your nose. Every time I say for your nose, every time I say for your nose, what does that mean? That means I want you to take a note of this. Okay, so for duplication is how you grow by multiplication instead of addition, right? Multiplication is how you end up growing a business, a team, by multiplication rather than just additional. Team builder's favorite word. What does success look like in team building? One word: duplication. Okay, so we're going to break that down. So the next step is this: the system on number one, you get onboarded. You've got to get onboarded properly, and guess what? You've got to sign up and pick your pack. The question that I ask you is this: do you like passive income and residual income, or do you only like passive income? If you only like passive income, $49 a month is income in addition to your passive income and your commissions and overrides. You want to make sure that you get started on the builder pack. $99 to run your business, refer for, pay no more, right? You ask me, JC, where should I start? Easy. Don't ask me this question again. It's always going to be the big pack. If there was a $1,500 pack or a $10,000 pack, I tell you start on the $10,000 pack. But there is none. Your people will do what you do. So part of the system is getting started not only on the right pack, but on the right track so you can duplicate your business. Because for your notes, write this down. How you start yourself and how you will duplicate other people to get started as well. So for example, I sign somebody up. I say, here's the pack that I'm on, Coffee. I got started on the Builder Pack because I want the Smart Money Club. I want the Build Rewards app. I want the residual income. For me, there's no other way. I recommend you get started on the Builder Pack. She does likewise. The next thing I do is I make sure that welcome video, what the 7-minute what's next video by myself. It's 7 minutes that basically breaks down a lot of what we covered today. Here's why, though. There's a reason why. Because you see, sometimes we recruit somebody that may be a colleague of ours. We may recruit somebody that's a family member of ours, a friend. They don't know us as being the expert in this field. But when we edify the expert and we say, listen, this gentleman, I'm going to say he was born by the age of 30. This is the edification. Write this down for your notes. In your edification, you got to make it seem nearly like the person that you're edifying walks on water and glows in the dark. Okay? Now, you got to build a respect, right? So, for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say my friend John. Hey, let me introduce you to my buddy John. John is an absolute stud. One of the things that I know about John is that he's a winner, and he's going to go to the top of this company, whether without me, whether without you. And this guy's a world of knowledge, and he loves to help people. So, Coffee, I recommend that you watch this 7-minute video by John, because this is absolute business. Does that sound fair enough? Now, check this out. Notice, I didn't mention how many millions John has made. I didn't mention how many sales he had done, but I edified him. Edification is one of the keys to the system of success. So in this case, you guys do have somebody you could edify. The VP of Sales, co-founder, 2,100 experience, and over $105 million in sales. Do I say that, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to toot my horn? I assure you, I do not. I don't care. I am way past that. I say that because I'm telling you what works. Because when you get your new people bought in on the system, bought in on the people that are presenting and training them, that are telling them what the next steps are, it benefits you. Because they are going to go and follow a system because you edified it. I want you to watch this 7-minute video. Matter of fact, I'm going to watch it with you. Get on my Zoom right now. You guys know you can get, as far last time I checked, free. Your first 45 minutes, somebody confirm in the chat if that's still the case.
Next patient.
The first 45 minutes of the presentation.
40 minutes now.
Okay?
What do you need, baby? What do you need?
Perfect. Let's make sure that everybody's on mute, by the way. There's a bunch of people that got off me. Thank you for that, Coffee. So here's the deal. 40 minutes. I would go and say, Coffee, jump on my Zoom. And here's what I recommend you do. Remember, duplication. You're going to notice everything I do is about duplication. Oh, FYI, we're going to go past 7 today. You're going to learn today. All right? As Kevin Hart used to say, you're going to learn today. You want to stick around. Okay? So here's the deal. I got connectwithjc.com. Maybe you get zoomwithcoffee.com, zoomwithsam.com, zoomwithpm.com, zoomwithkeisha.com. Buy your own domain. That way you're not looking for the link. See, it's all about duplication. Why do you think this link is on letsbuild.com? That way it's easy to remember. You don't have to be looking. You could remember letsbuild.com. See, again, duplication, right? So the 7-minute video tells them what the next steps are. Have you watched, how many people here have watched the 7-minute video and applied the 7-minute video? You can't tell people to do something that you're not doing yourself. You got to go out and do the stuff you want people to do. The next step is this, certification. You want to get them to go through the certification. Now, I had a group of leaders that I respect a lot that asked me, hey, even more utility bills. I said, let me ask you this question, gentlemen. Have you gone through this step and this step and this step? They said, oh, that's a good point. I'm like, when you do that, which I'll cover, you're going to go to the next level. You're going to be busier. Your people are going to get more utility bills. But you as a leader, write this down. You as a leader have to take the initiative. Write this down, the WIN formula. WIN, the WIN formula. You got to be willing. You got to be willing to watch the video yourself. You got to be willing to be a product of the product. You got to be willing to follow the system. You've got to be willing, okay? You got to be willing to pay the price. You got to be willing to follow the 8-point system. Number, the I, 2 I's in it. The I stands for initiative. You have to take the initiative and inspire others to take the initiative to watch a 7-minute video. If I think that my friend Johnny is not going to watch a 7-minute video, here's what I do. Johnny, how soon can you get on my Zoom? Here's my link. I'll meet you on my Zoom, and here's what I want. We're going to get on there, and I'm going to share something with you. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the 7-minute video. I'm going to watch the 7-minute video with him. And in that 7-minute video, it's going to tell him what the next steps are, and it's going to tell him to contact me when it's time to do his game plan interview. And I'm going to do his game plan interview with him. So the steps are easy. Sign up, pick your pack. I recommend pick the highest pack. There's only two. 2, watch the welcome video, 7 minutes. Follow it to the T. I'm telling you the system. McDonald's is successful because it has the best system. If you haven't watched the movie Here's your homework. Everybody, there's 117 people on here. I'm giving you guys your first sign-up homework today. Here's what it is. Go and watch or rewatch the movie The Founder. Because when you rewatch that movie, after today's training, you're going to see it with a different lens. I guarantee you are going to be more evolved after this training. You're going to appreciate and understand. The next step is certification. Make sure you go through certification level 1. So they understand the solar process. So they understand how utility bill works and things like that. Let's go. You want to make sure that they go through the Fast Start training. The Fast Start training is what gets them into action, making their goals, their whys, their list, how to contact the list, the scripts for the list. Here's what I would do. I would go another step. If you've got the time and you are able to, when can we meet via Zoom or in person in your house, at a coffee shop, so we can make sure that you go through your Fast Start training? You're asking them, guess what? To go and write down the list of their homeowners, the list of people they're going to expose into the business. You could practice pitch with them. See, a leader leads, ladies and gentlemen. A leader is a candle. See, I'm a candle. This guy's a candle. This new guy's a candle. I'm going to light his candle, and guess what? I lose nothing as a candle by lighting another candle. And it benefits me. It benefits him. It benefits his family, my family. We build the business together. But guess what? The I stands for initiative. The second I in the WIN formula stands for inspire. So the win formula, willing, initiative. The next I is inspire. And inspire somebody. You can inspire somebody by how consistent you are. You can inspire somebody by how much belief you have, by how early you are, by how hard you try, by how many points you generate daily. Then, when you tell your story, see, as you're building a business, ladies and gentlemen, you're telling other people's story. You're telling Mr. Sam B's story. You're telling Mr. Ed Ayala's story. You're telling Mr. Rangel's story. You're telling other people's stories are worthy of your story being told. Does that make sense? But you tell and you share other people's stories until some people start sharing your story. Okay? So the Fast Start training, critical. Got to go through it. And then finally, the 4 steps to success. You could do these together. If you want to be a good sponsor, let's meet up at a coffee bean. Let's meet up at a Starbucks. Let's meet up at my office. I don't care. Get the job done. Invest in your new person. It's like a franchise in your business. He or she is like a franchisee. And the example, what the 4 steps to success are. Now, this is in your back office. Step number 1, go through training. Pretty simple, right? Step number 2, be a product of the product. If I'm going through the 4 steps to success, ladies and gentlemen, here's what's going to happen. Let's say it's coffee. Coffee, great. You went through training, check, sounds good, right? The next thing is you got to be a product of the product. Coffee. Is it sold at home? Does that make sense? Because see, coffee, you got to be. Now, here's the deal. Is it easier, ladies and gentlemen, question, is it easier for me to ask these questions if I am a product of the product? You doggone right it is. How many of your prospects and teammates drink water? I'll wait. I'll give you a minute. Shout out to Mr. Pete Abraham. How many of your prospects drink water? I'll give you a minute. You got to become a product of the product. Do you own a home? You do. Great. Let's take a look at your utility bill. That way we at the very least train you so you can see what the process of your customers is going to be like. Even if solar doesn't make sense for you, but it's a form of training. You guys see that? So product of the product. Security. Do you have a home security system in your house? Or do you need all 3? Do you want to, or do you need all 3? Here's the deal. You might be surprised by you doing that, but guess what? You're taking the initiative. That's what the WIN formula is about. The N, by the way, stands for never, ever quit. You can't lose if you don't quit. It's not over until I win, says Les Brown. Let's keep going. So The next step is, now we're getting to this is where we get to the good stuff, the game plan interview. Let me share something with you. You see, the stuff that we got here, ladies and gentlemen, game plan interview. Here's what it looks like. How many of you guys are actually doing this with any person? Let's say I meet up with my buddy, Dayon. Dayon, sounds good. Let's go ahead and take down your 3 whys. I write down this 3 whys. Boom, boom, boom. I like to write them down like this. Act as if it already happened. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm a mentor with Build and Encore Solar. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm drinking this delicious, healthy water. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm an executive director, and put the date on it. Number 3, check this out. Excuse me. The next part. 3 types of people. Where do you see yourself today? Not in the future, today. Supplement your income, replace your income, financial freedom. And notice that it has the hours of dedication. You can't tell me you want financial freedom and you're going to work 5 hours in your business. That's not realistic. How much time do you have to dedicate to your business, Idris? He gives me the number, 20 hours a week, 40 hours a week. Great. I put it down. And I'm going to send this dude a copy of it, and I'm going to keep a copy of it so we can keep each other accountable. Did you finish your certification? Did you complete your Fast Start training? How many videos in the certification have you done? Is it all? Is it 5? Is it some? Is it none? Have you made your list yet? Have you called that list? Right? Et cetera, right? What form of prospecting will you be engaged in after we call your list? What form of prospecting? Have you given it any thought? What form of prospecting are you going to be doing? This is a part of the system. Not enough people are doing it. You've got to follow the system. The milestones are this. I'm so happy and grateful now that I made my first sale. Idris, by when are we going to make your first sale, brother? Don't, here's what I tell people. Do not give me a date that sounds cool. That sounds nice. I want you to give me a date that you're really going to try for, that's realistic, but it's at the same time going to push you. What date do we put there, Idris? And I'm shaking my head. What date do we put there, Idris? Idris says, by the end of the month. Okay, good. Well, we're on the 23rd, so we got a week. Are you saying in a week we're going to get this done? You know what? No, let's go by the 15th of October. By the 15th of October, I'll get this done. Because we got to schedule a couple of appointments. Maybe not everybody's going to sign up. I'll make my first sale by the 15th. Great. I put down October 15th. I'm so happy and grateful. Idris says that he got his first sale done by October 15th. Great. By when are we going to complete the first 3 sales, Idris? Now I'm asking the question, who are you going to ask for the utility bill, brother? Who do you know that's a homeowner? That's a question for your notes. For your notes, remember? That's a key. That's a hint for your notes. Who do you know is a great question as a team builder. Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know that's a homeowner? Who do you know that's dissatisfied with their job? Who do you know that could use an extra $500 to $5,000 a month? And then the last question is this, Idris, do you have a desire, brother, to be a mentor one day? What if he says, you doggone right, I saw what Hans is doing, what Idris, 2-time Alaka is doing. That dude's closing deals every other day. I saw what Jabari did and continues to do. You doggone right, I want to be a mentor. Great, let's put it down. The good book even teaches on goals. The good book teaches on writing it down and making it plain. So you write down those goals, okay? Then I ask, do you have these trainings and meetings in your agenda scheduled already? If not, please add them now. So here's what I say. I say, Idris, pull out your phone, my friend. He pulls out his phone. Click on the calendar app. He does it. Guess what we do? We put Monday trainings. Here they are. And we put them as reoccurring events every single week. I take the initiative. Why? Because I'm a leader. And leaders do what leaders do. Because I'm a winner. And guess what? Winners do what winners do. Now, if you don't want to be a winner, don't do this. If you want to be a winner, you got to be willing to take the initiative and never quit. And some of your people will quit. You're operating on the win formula. Never going to quit. But here's the deal. Some people quit. If I follow the system the proper way, I already got some people through them. So they quit, but there's somebody 5 levels deep in their organization that's jacked out of their mind. They're excited. They're going to the top. They're following the 8-point system every single day. Why? Because I'm following the system. So I make sure that everything is on their calendar. There's no excuse. there's going to be a 5 minutes or 15 minutes before the event. How many minutes before the event do you need this to sound? Do we put it at, we're not going to put it at 6, we're going to put it at their time. But that's my point. I want to take the initiative that these people are doing what needs to get done. Okay, so let's keep going. Now, here's the cool part. Some people, can we agree, are not going to have an upline leadership that's going to do a game plan interview with them. Hey, no problem, fam. We thought about that too. So check this out. Let's get it out of here. There you go. I'm going to put this link. It's got all the videos you need right here. All the videos. Game plan interview on your own. You don't have a leader to do the game plan interview with you. No problem, buddy. You copy this link, you watch the video, and in 12 minutes, I do it with you. There's no excuse. If you've never done a game plan interview, you need to do it. You don't need your leadership. You want to do your leadership, do it with your leadership. But guess what? This is a no excuse crew. You guys thought this is just a Millionaire mentorship call? No, this is Eagle School, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't Duck School. This is Eagle School. Let me see. Put this in the chat. I wonder why I'm having a hard time putting this link in the chat. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Let me try it one more time. Oh, waiting room participants, everyone. Got it. All right, there we go. You guys now have this Google document. All of the videos. Notice what's on here. Game plan interview on your own video. Game plan interview sheet. How to fill it out with your team members. It's a training on how to do it, which I basically kind of did that right now. Here's the next owners, right? This is to pique homeowners' interest. Okay, I sent this one yesterday to a homeowner. Here's another one in Spanish to pique the homeowner's interest. Maybe you got a homeowner that said he's going to send you a bill, has to send you a bill. That's a good excuse for you to follow up with them. Okay, Spanish. Encore Solar Pros, the evolution of solar sales. This is for solar pros that already seen the presentation. This is like an internet of solar sales. Okay. And then finally, you've got the build network 15-minute overview. This was done about less than a month ago in 15 minutes and in 23 minutes. So you guys now have that. I recommend that you click file and then make a copy. You have your own copy. And guess what? I see 21 of you guys on here already. I love it. 26 of you guys total. Good job. Let's keep going. See, notice this is a system. If I have a solar pro, I got a video for a solar pro. If I have, I'm going to add the real estate agents one here. If I got a real estate agent, I need to pick his interest. Guess what? I got a real estate video specifically made for them, right? It's part of the system. I let the tools do the heavy lifting for me. So let's keep going. Now, notice these first three steps here. Everything we've talked about up to this point is your initial system to get started. It's only really done once, right? You go through faster training once, maybe a couple times, when you do it with other team members. But if you follow it right, you really do it about once or twice, right? Game plan interview is done once, right? 4 steps to success, right? We talked about that. The 4 steps to success, by the way, I didn't finish them. Go through training, be a product of the product. Number 3, make a list of no less than 50 to 100 people. And then finally, schedule your build, launch, Zoom, or in-person event. That's the 4 steps to success. Now, these are initial steps. What is the ongoing system? The ongoing system is the 8-point system. This is how you keep track. The 8-point system is what you should be following on a consistent basis. Because see, you only do your launch event once. Maybe you do 2 of them. You go through faster training initially. 4 steps to success initially. But now we're going to talk about the ongoing trainings, and the ongoing training is the 8-point system and a couple of other things that we're going to talk about here today. So let's keep going. By the way, this is a special announcement. So far it's been, you got to watch the Fast Start training. It's recorded. It's in your back office. Let me send you the link. Well, this is very cool news, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited about this. The Fast Start training is now live every Saturday 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time via buildfaststart.com. Here's a cool thing about it. Matter of fact, I'll show you. Instead of telling you, let me show you. This is buildfaststart.com. It's starting in 20 minutes. It also is scheduled for today at 7 o'clock. We're going to put the times exactly. It looks like it's a live training, but it's not. It's pre-recorded. When people get on there, they see other people on there. They see people putting questions in. If the new guy puts questions in there, he or she thinks they're live and the question goes in the chat. Doesn't get answered, but it goes in the chat. Does that make sense? Kind of like right now, you could ask a question. Doesn't mean that we're going to have time to answer everybody's question. So the new person is not the wiser. He's none the wiser. He or she thinks, hey, Idris, we actually have a presentation starting in 23 minutes of Fast Start training, brother. I highly recommend that you get on. This is the very first training that you got to go through, bro. Matter of fact, I'm going to get on there with you. So I get on there with you, or supposedly, right? And I get them, because can we agree that when it's live, people tend to get on more than when it's recorded? When they know it's recorded, guess what they're going to do? They're going to get on when they got time, and then things get in the way. But when they know it starts at a certain time, so guess what? The next thing is this. The buildoverview.com. Okay, buildoverview.com starts also in about 22 minutes. This one, ladies and gentlemen, is going to play every hour on the hour, Monday through Sunday. Well, I take it back. It's starting from 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 11 p.m. And correct me if I'm wrong, Juan, Pacific Standard Time. The reason why we go till 11 is because in Hawaii, they're 3 hours behind, right? At 6 a.m., it's 9 a.m. East Coast time. Every hour on the hour, this presentation is going to start. This one that's on there is the one that I did. That who was it? Who was it that did it with me? Was it Pete? That we did this last Thursday. We're also adding the one that Mr. Sam Bean did on Tuesday. They're going to be rotating. Then we're going to have one that Mr. Pacheco did. They're going to have one that Mr. Ed Ayala did, and they're going to be rotating. But every hour on the hour via buildoverview.com, there will be a business overview that, once again, it looks like it's live, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not. It looks like there's other people on there. Questions are getting asked. Comments are being made. Emojis are being put in the chat. It looks live, but the new person doesn't know. So let's say I got a prospect that's like, hey, I couldn't make it on Tuesday. I couldn't make it on Thursday. Hey, we actually have one. Are you available today? Yeah, I'm available after 5. Interestingly enough, we actually have one today starting after 5. How many see that that's valuable? By a show of hands. Let me know if you guys think that's valuable. That's exciting because now you got a quote unquote live presentation, or at the very least looks live, but it's going to happen every hour on the hour. So let's keep going. Okay, your Fast Start training. Again, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time via buildfaststart.com. You want to push all your reps to this training and or send them the video in the back office as a recorded Fast Start training. Or you could do it yourself. You could schedule Zoom or an in-person and watch the Fast Start training with them, or you do it yourself. When I started building, before that team of 120,000 people, I was in the healthy coffee business around the same time Mr. Bean was there, and I built a team of 17,000 people in that company. Our team was doing about $900,000 a month in coffee sales, healthy coffee sales. One of the things that I would do is I would get a new group of people started. I meet them at Starbucks and I would do Fast Start trainings. Then they would bring me some people to the Starbucks. I do one-on-one presentations. The ones that we signed up, Fast Start trainings. Then one-on-one presentations, home meetings, Fast Start trainings. We had it recorded as well, but I wanted to do them in person, Fast Start trainings. And I got really good at training and really good at speaking by doing this. But my point is, you want to make sure that they go through the Fast Start training. Here's a couple of things you should master per your notes. The business presentation overview. Fast Start training, homeowner presentation. If you have a desire to be a closer, the scripts, objections, and the 8-point system. You want to be a big leader. You've got to know how to duplicate, and you got to know these things. You should master these things. Okay, let's keep going. So the bill system, here's the thing, refer for, pay no more. That is a part of the system, ladies and gentlemen. It isn't just because we want people to not pay anymore. No, it's because it is for duplication purposes. Let me explain. Give me a second, put this down. Okay. So let's say on the build, on the dual team, refer for, pay no more. I put 2 people on my left and I put 2 people on my right. Okay, fair enough. I personally recruited 4 people on the same or greater membership than the one I'm on. I'm now free. What happens if I help them do likewise? They refer therefore to pay no more. Guess what? I just hit the 500 club. By helping them do likewise, if I help get my 4 and I help them get their 4, I automatically, assuming I put 2 on the left, 2 on the right, I automatically hit the 500 club. I'm a builder 500. Shout out to all the builder 500s and above here. Let's keep going. Now you want to stay connected. This, by the way, is not active. I mean, you could text right now and you'll get the notifications, but we're probably going to move to a different text system because not everybody's receiving those text messages. And it's very important that we make sure that our people are receiving our messages. And right now they just are not. So you could do that right now and get connected. But whenever we do get the new system, if there's a text opt-in that you could do, make sure you and your entire team opt into that text group, okay? Let's keep going. Your launch event. Remember, this is a part of the 4 steps. Have your launch event within your first 7 days is what I recommend. You get started, have your launch event. It could be at your home. It could be via Zoom. Go through the launch script and schedule your Zoom or in-person launch with your leadership. This is also covered in the Fast Start training. So imagine I signed Matthew up. Matthew watches a 7-minute video. So he goes through the Fast Start training, 4 steps to success and certification. We do a game plan. In that game plan, I help him with his script. I help him with his list. And guess what? We write his goals, 3 whys and when he's going to hit his first sale, etc. And we schedule his launch Zoom. I want to schedule it. Dude, here's the deal. You got to get 10 people to say that they'll be on in order for you to get 5 to actually get on. So if I know that he got 10 people to say that they'll be on, and I'm not going to get into the script here today, ladies and gentlemen, that's covered in the Fast Start training. Now, the leadership, we get on and we do a launch event. I just did an in-person launch event for Robert, okay, over in Rancho Cucamonga the other day. I don't remember how many people he had on there. I'm sure he's on here. We had probably, 15 people on there. We got a bunch of people that signed up. That stuff works, ladies and gentlemen. I highly recommend that you reach out to your leadership and say, I'm going to go through the Fast Start training because I want to do my launch event. I want to introduce people to the grand opening of my solar and security business, okay, or to my high ticket sales business. So I want to do a launch event. Now, here's the thing. Here's a leadership tip. Here's what you want to focus on. 3-way calls, game plan interviews, and launch events. The more of this that you do, the more your team will continue to grow. The number of 3-way calls increasing in your organization, ladies and gentlemen, your check will increase as well. I'm telling you, every single time, the number of 3-way calls go up, the number of recruits sign up, game plan interviews, you're following the right system, you're launching them out the right way, you're scheduling Zoom launch events. Guess what? Brenda, I did a launch event for Brenda. She just hit, I heard, Builder 500. Congratulations, Brenda. Well deserved. She's been working. She's not stopping till she gets to the executive 250 position and to the national director position on the direct sales side. Okay, so the 8-point system. I'm going to tell you why this system is. If I haven't driven the point home, and I haven't, and I will make sure that I do that today. I want you, if there's a note that I want you to take down, it's this one next. You must generate 8 points a day, every day, for the next 2 to 5 years. Write this down. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Here's how it works. Most people look at life. I talked about this in the sales meeting today. Most people look at life like from here where I'm at and they look into the future and it seems far. I'm going to explain what that means. I'm asking you for 5 years of your life. Here's what I'm asking for. I'm going to stop sharing my screen briefly. Let me know if you guys can see my notepad. You guys see the notepad? This is your life.
Yes, sir.
100. Thank you. This is the 120 years. The Bible says we can live to 120 years. I'm going to live to 120 years or I'm going to die trying. But I'm bummed. Some of you guys will get that later. It's okay. So 120 years, okay? Here's what I'm asking for. This is 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a lot. COVID was 4 years ago. We got 6 months to go. That'll be a 5-year anniversary of COVID. That wasn't that long ago. What if you actually decide, you know what? I'm going to buy in. The moment that I bought in on the vision of building a business, of becoming a professional, is when things change for me. People think, oh, you know what? Change takes time. That's not true. That is a myth. Change doesn't take time. Change takes a decision. Money's a root of all evil. That's a myth. It's a love of money that's a root of all evil. Money itself is neutral. Mother Teresa, give her Bill Gates' bank account, rest in peace. Give her Bill Gates' bank account. I guarantee you she'd do a lot more good. Money itself isn't bad. You gotta take off this negative thinking. A lot of people don't make the change because they consciously or unconsciously believe that change takes time. And that's where you're wrong. Then one day you're going to be mad. You're going to realize, man, it wasn't time. It was a decision. I always believed that change takes time. And that was a lie that was fed to me by people that didn't accomplish anything big in their life. Oh, I know some of you guys are feeling what I'm saying here today. 8 points a day, 5 days a week. I give you 2 days off. You mess around and go generate 8 points a day for the next 5 years. See if you're not going to need some binoculars to look back at where you used to be in 2024. I'm telling you, man. And here's the thing. 8 points are not hard to do. As a matter of fact, they're easy to do. Just because it requires work doesn't mean it's hard. It's easy to do. Here's a problem. It's easier not to do it. It's more convenient not to do it. You guys attended training. Congratulations, you got a point. Did you do personal development today? You listened to a good podcast, read 30 minutes of good audio, you got another point. Every hour on the door, for those of you guys that door knock, prospecting, or phone calls, every hour you're prospecting is a point. Go prospect somebody. Do a follow-up call on somebody. Do a 3-way call for your prospect or for somebody on your team. That's, guess what? That's 2 points, any one of those. I could go to the mall right now with 4 business cards and prospect people. Hey, Sabrina, let's say I don't know Sabrina, and Sabrina's, right there in line, and I spark a conversation. Hey, Sabrina, excuse me, ma'am. I just want to say, you're the sharpest person I've seen all day. What do you do? Find somebody sharp. Tell them, hey, man, you're the sharpest person I've seen all day, man. I'm intrigued. What do you do? You don't think you're going to get a positive response with a compliment like that? You doggone right you are. Do 4 of those a day. Finish it off, right? Hey, that's cool. Oh, you're the manager for this restaurant. You're the manager for this place. That's awesome. Well, hey, listen, this might be a shot in the dark, Sabrina, but I'm actually in charge of the national expansion for a national solar and water filtration company, and we're expanding in this area. By any chance, do you keep your income options open? If you do, I'd love to send you some info. That's it. I got 2 points. Regardless what comes out of her mouth, I got 2 points. You follow me? Right? So now I give her my card, or I exchange numbers, right? I want to expose at least 2 people per day. A lot of you guys don't know what you should be doing. I'm telling you what you should be doing. 2 people per day minimum. Because it's not about the 2 people that you expose per day. It's about the people that your people will expose. What if you got, check this out. What if you got a team of 10 eventually that are exposing 2 people per day? That's 20 exposures per day in your business, right? Check this out. That's 100 a week, assuming they do it 5 days. That's 100 a week, right? If my math is correct, 100 a week times 52 weeks. 5,200 exposures for the year with just a team of 10. Do you think your business will grow? Do you think bills are going to come in, appointments will be set? You doggone right they are. But guess what? Because it's not about what you do. I mean, it is about what you do because you set it off, because you were willing. Willing, initiative, inspire, and never quit. You get a utility bill, 2 points. You get an ambassador, 2 points, right? Actually, ambassador's 3 points. Game plan interview, 3 points. Attend a BNI or networking a group, 3 points. Present the business to somebody using third party, 4 points. What does third party mean? The on-demand webinar that looks live, but it's not live. You get somebody on there to watch it, you got 4 points, man. You get them on a Tuesday or Thursday opportunity presentation, 4 points, right? You have to be exposing people. Oh, by the way, you simply attending the webinar, you get points for attending the webinar, right? The goal, though, is for you. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a new one. We're going to make it where you get 2 points for attending the webinar, but 4 points for getting a prospect on the webinar. But guess what? You should have people on the webinar regardless. You should be on the webinar regardless. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're not asking for much. See, when I say give me 5 years, I write this down for your notes. It takes 5 years to make life fair. You guys have heard me saying before, this is a JC original. It takes 5 years to make life fair. If you ever felt that life was not fair, in 5 years, you could drastically change the situation that you're in. 5 years. Completely different. And in entrepreneurship, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? The beautiful thing about entrepreneurship is that it doesn't matter if you graduated from Penn State or you just got out of the state pen. Okay? That's irrelevant. You can go out there and crush it. And notice that nobody asked you for a resume when you sign up with Build Network. Right? Nobody asked you for your resume, which, by the way, is a bunch of things that you probably failed at in the past. I don't care about you, no doggone resume. Here's what I care about. I care about the size of your heart. Do you have heart? Man, here's the deal. Give me a lie detector test. I got more heart than Hallmark on Valentine's Day. I know I got heart. More heart than Hallmark on Valentine's Day. If they sold a device to test somebody's heart, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. 50 G's. I'll buy it. 50 G's. That's expensive, but you know what? I'll buy it. If I could test the size of somebody's heart, give me a break. Not only the heart to go through the discipline, to go through the struggle, but the heart to help people. Oh, man. So let's keep going. Tag a mentor, schedule an appointment with a homeowner, 4 points. Even if the homeowner doesn't buy it. If you get a sale or a recruit, that's 5 points. You should be generating 8 points every single day. Go generate 8 points every single day, 5 days a week. You know why we do it that way? Because people are used to working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So you generate 8 points a day, 5 days a week. Part-time people can generate 8 points a day. Full-time people, you should be doing 12, 16, 20 points a day. And you guys see it on the WhatsApp groups. People are generating 60 points, 80 points a day sometimes. Let's keep going. We're going to wrap this up. Recruiting. You must let the tools do the heavy lifting for you. When it comes to recruiting, the system is you let the tools do the heavy lifting for you. I'll explain. The proper system should be one where a dud can recruit a stud, 20 levels in depth in their organization and 1,000 miles away. I'm going to explain why. Here's the tools to use. Sizzle videos. The sizzle videos are on there. There's a 3-minute sizzle video to pique somebody's interest. Let's say I talked to Dayon. Dayon says, yeah, you know what? I'm open to checking out some information. The thing is, I'm busy. I'll tell you what, Dayon. I know you're busy. Or let's say, well, let me finish this one. I know you're busy. I'm going to send you a 3-minute video. Do you have 3 minutes to take a look at some information that could potentially change your life? Yes.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to send you a 3-minute video, Dayon. And can you watch it right now? It's only 3 minutes. He says, yes. Perfect. I'm going to send you the video right now, Dayon, and I'm going to call you back in 3.5 minutes. That sound fair enough? Yes. I'm going to call him back in 3.5 minutes because guess what? Here's my philosophy as a builder. Tell me yes or tell me no. but tell me fast because I gotta go. Tell me yes or tell me no, but tell me fast because I gotta go. I want to expose them to the business. Now, if he, after those 3 minutes, his interest is peaked, now guess what? I can get him to a pre-recorded presentation. I can get him to an on-demand webinar. I can get him on the live Tuesday or Thursday webinars, maybe a live event. By the way, Southern California, October 5th, Super Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Downey, California at the office. Downey, California, make a note of it. Who do you know in California? Get your guests there. Live events, right? So you want to use these tools, right? Live events, the Tuesday, Thursday webinars, and three-way calls. The more of these that you do, the more that your business is going to grow. Now, when I mention over here, the proper system should be one where a duck can recruit a stud 20 levels in depth and 1,000 miles away. Here's why. Because if the people on my team are following the proper system, they know how to onboard people with a duplicatable system that is proven. That's key. Duplicatable system that is proven. When they go through the fast start training, guess what? It's not me doing the fast start training. It's an expert doing the fast start training. The message isn't convoluted. The message is the same, ladies and gentlemen. And it isn't like, oh, I'm in Texas or I'm in Florida or I'm in New Jersey and I have a different system than you guys do. Your system is better. No. The trainers here are not as good as the trainers here. No, dude, in the world of Zoom, in the world of the internet, we all get the same training. Oh, but my prospects or presenters not as good. The same people present for the whole company on Tuesdays and Thursdays. How come some people can build a business and other people can't? It isn't like some people get taught a different script that you don't get taught. That is why the systems are in place. It's letsbuild.com. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, there's going to be a business presentation. Every Monday at this time, there's a Millionaire Mentorship call. Do you want to get on? Do you want to build your business? Are you serious? Can you promote? We're going to train you the exact same thing. So if the tools are the same and the system is the same for everybody, and I guarantee you, there's no picture of any of us at the corporate office that says, do not pay this person. Okay? If you do the work, the company will pay you. But you got to write this down. One of the final notes I'm going to give you. You've got to be system driven. The way you build a big organization, ladies and gentlemen, is by being system driven, not personality driven, not individual driven. The way that you build a huge organization is by being system driven. What is a system? Let me break it down to you in a nutshell from the top of the head right now. Give me 1 second. To close this off, some closing thoughts. What is a system here? Notice this. When you walk into a McDonald's, I haven't been to McDonald's in, 15 years. I don't eat McDonald's, but it's a good example. Everybody knows what McDonald's is. And everybody's probably been to a McDonald's. You walk into a McDonald's, cash register. To the left of the cash register is a French fries. Next to the French fries is a drive-thru. Behind the cash register, you've got where the hamburgers come in. Cheeseburgers are in yellow. Fish burgers are in blue. Big Macs are in a box. They serve Coke. They don't serve Pepsi. Okay. I believe they use Heinz ketchup. It is the same exact system around the world because they figured out a system that works. They figured out a system that works. And that system, they don't veer away from the system. And that is why you see 16-year-old kids successfully working and even sometimes running a McDonald's. You know why? Because they're system driven. We have a system. If I pique somebody's interest, I recruit people just about every doggone week. And guess what I send them? I send them the same pre-recorded videos that you guys have. I use the same script that you do. I invite them on the same Tuesday and Thursday presentation that you guys do. The difference is this. The more you follow the system and the more you connect to the system, the more you start to grow. Your backbone, your posture starts to grow. So now your percentage of signups increases. You know why? Because you increased. Because you start to believe bigger, faster. So in the system, now that I sign them up through using the tools. So here it is. Watch. Let's say, for example, let's see if I'm able to do it here. 1 second, guys. Again, I'm trying to pull up a whiteboard, but I don't. Oh, yeah, there it is. New whiteboard. in the recruiting system, here's how it goes, right? That's you. That's your prospect. And this is the expert. So you, prospect, expert. Okay? Between you and your prospect, ladies and gentlemen, there's trust, but there's not respect. Your job is to edify the expert. Edify the expert. And by edifying the expert, you build respect. Put some respect on my name. You build respect between the prospect and the expert. You're building respect. So here's what happens. As you're building respect between the prospect and the expert, right? I shared with them the business presentation through one of the tools. He or she's got questions. I'm glad that you've got some questions. So here's the deal. Let me introduce you to Mr. Sam Bean. Let me see if I can get a couple minutes of his time. And when you're introducing, ladies and gentlemen, the expert, you call the expert by the last name and you call the prospect by their first name. Hey, Pete, let me introduce you to Mr. Rendon. Pete, let me introduce you to Mr. Bean. And I edify the expert. I make him look like he walks on water and he glows in the dark. So because here's why. My prospect knows that I'm not an expert in this business. We both work at UPS. Stop writing on this. I can see who's writing, by the way, FYI. So stop writing on this. Okay, I don't want to expose you. So here's the deal. Your prospect, okay, no, they have trust, but they don't have respect. Because they know, dude, we both work at UPS. Dude, we both work at the restaurant. We both work for the same office. But the expert that you edify is going to help you close this guy and get this guy's questions answered so you can sign him up into the business. That is a part of the system. So you use the tools, you use the scripts and the tools, and a three-way call if needed. Now the expert helps you sign up the prospect. Get it? The expert now helps you sign up the prospect. So now that the expert helps you sign up the prospect, what do? You put them through the right system. Let's get you started on the right path. Watch the 7-minute video. Because a lot of times people say, okay, I'm in JC, now what? That's why I created a 7-minute video. And I used to tell them, I need you to go through the fast start training and then your certification, then we do the game plan interview, right? Now, the video explains that to them. Before you know it, I got people saying, did the fast start training and certification. When can we do my game plan interview? Now I'm scheduling game plan interviews with people. And in those game plan interviews, I get them to do more than they would have done on their own. Does that make sense? So that is a part of the system. So anyways, I want to wrap this up and I want to open it up for 3 to 5 minutes for questions. And we're going to close this thing out. So feel free to unmute yourself if you've got questions and we'll get the questions answered. Let's go. I got to tell you guys, I'm impressed. We started with about 115 people and we ended with 114. It got as high as 120 and we still have 114 people on here. So I'm very impressed.
JC, I have a question. JC, I have a question.
Yeah.
When you mentioned about certification, is different states different certification or the standardized certification? And then how difficult the certification is
You sound really broken up. I can't understand what you're saying.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, it's a little better.
I'm in Falstaff. All right, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in a public place here trying to listen to you. So the certification, is it a standardized certification all across the state, or is it just different state, different certification? And then also how difficult the certification is to do.
The certification that we have in our back office is a generic certification for everybody. It basically gives a new person an understanding of how solar works. So it applies to no matter what state you're in. Now, once you get to sell on your own and you get the Freedom's Portal certifications may vary a little bit from state to state. But yeah, no, the certification is generic. It's good for anybody regardless of what state they're in, number one. Number two, it's about 2 hours long. So hard, it's not hard. They're broken down into an average of 5-minute videos followed by questions. So you got to answer the questions correct in order to unlock the next video. So yeah, but it's not hard. It just requires you dedicating the time and paying attention. But if you watch the video, you pay attention, you should pass every video pretty easy.
So pretty much it's just that, for just a regular average people to understand how solar works. Is that what you mean?
Yes, correct.
Okay, got it. Got it. Thanks, JC.
Yep, no problem.
See, I have a
Any other
quick question.
questions?
Yeah, I have a quick
Yeah.
question. This is Pete. So just wondering, when it comes to the prospects, I mean, it's basically up to us to look for the prospects, basically just do whatever we can, or how would you go about? Because I'm living in a different country. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so it is up to us to go look for the prospects. So that is covered in the Fast Start training. So I recommend you go through the Fast Start training. We cover that. But yes,
Okay.
keep in mind, guys, the company pays 85% to the field. No company pays 85% to the field is going to provide leads. However, when you get to Mentor, the network provides leads, which are, by the way, the best leads in the world, right? But there may be some companies in solar or in sales that'll say, oh yeah, we provide leads, but they're not going to pay 85%. They might pay 15%. Right? It's like quite the opposite because leads are very expensive, right? So good question, Pete.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
And those points, the points, is that like a metric system, or what are we going to do with all those points?
So I recommend this. Who's your sponsor, Pete?
Ignacio.
Perfect. Ignacio's a good guy, very sharp. He'll walk you through it. Go through the Fast Start training and the 8-point system training, and you'll get a better understanding. And he'll coach you. Once you go through, I know you're new. So once you go through that, it'll make a lot more sense, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, my friend.
Team, before we hop off for the night, can we put some fire emojis in the chat? Mr. Rangel was on fire tonight. You guys show your love for our outstanding leader, putting the pain in prosperity, making sure we understand you got to put some pain in there to get to that prosperity. So he really, really set things into the right perspective in our hearts and minds on tonight. You guys show your love for our amazing leader doing what he does to add. He does not have to be here, guys. So we should honor him. We're supposed to put honor where honor is due. So let's honor our leader before we get out of here on tonight. Let him know how much we love him, and let's get these numbers, Builder 500 and up, so we can definitely show him that we are listening, paying attention, and applying pressure in this process to win. Mr. Rangel, thank you so much. We honor you tonight, sir.
Thank you very much.
Coffee, I agree with you, and I got to tell everybody this. I have seen so many companies where the owners don't know what they're doing. They got to hire some outside marketing person that knows what they're doing, but the owners don't know what they're doing. I'm here to tell you, JC knows what the heck he's doing. I'm watching everything tonight, and I'm like, this guy's on the money. But I already know that. Hopefully some of you realize that. We have an owner that has walked the walk, has made the millions in this industry. He don't got to hire nobody else. So follow what JC's teaching. I'm just telling you guys, like I say, unless they're allergic to money, right, JC? You want to do your own thing? You're going to waste a lot of time. Follow a proven system. Thank you, JC.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that very much. And Coffee, you too. Thank you so much.
JC, a quick question before we stop. Is it possible for some of the marketing templates to be added to the back office? Like the when you and Sam have your showcase templates where you have your images, like those as templates for us to use?
The templates for what again?
When we're promoting the opportunity calls, can those be added as templates in the back office?
Yeah. That's easy. I want to share one more thing with you guys. For staying late, you get to see something. 108 people, you guys are the first to see this. Here we go. So we've got a promotion for October that may extend well past October, but we got to make sure that we go out there and execute. So here's the promotion that we're doing. This happens twice a month, every 2 weeks. It's an iPad promotion. The #1 utility bill gatherer every 2 weeks is going to earn an iPad. So here are the rules. It's every 2 weeks. Minimum, you must generate 3 utility bills and minimum 1 presentation appointment with a presentation done with a mentor. Fair enough? So you got to work, right? Every 2 weeks, we're going to find out who was the top 2. There's going to be 2 iPads given every 2 weeks, so it's 4 a month. 4 people per month are going to win this iPad. So here's what happens. 3 utility bills, one presentation, and that's minimum. So it's whoever generates. So if somebody gets 4 utility bills and 1 presentation, that guy has more than the other guy, right? So this is so we could drive even more. Remember, systems, comp plan drives behavior. People are going to be running. I guarantee you, people are going to be running for these iPads. It's not only for the iPad itself, it's for the recognition. People love it, as they should. I love it. We all love it, right? Now, sales also count. So if somebody goes 3 utility bills, 1 position in a sale, that's more points, right? So we're going to share the details of these points and how it works. But every 2 weeks, 2 people are going to win an iPad. So 4 people per month are going to win this iPad. So stay tuned for that. You guys are listening and hearing this for the first time. You know why? Because you guys are here. You guys, it's 7:11. You guys stayed 11 minutes afterwards, which I appreciate. And we're going to be doing a corporate update call announcing a couple of things, this being one of them. So here's what I want you guys to do. Even more reason to do the game plan interview with your new folks. You start to build a team. Your team's building a team. Hey, Johnny, have you done a game plan interview with your new guy? No, he hasn't gone through Fast Start. Well, let's get on the phone with them. Let's make sure that they go through the Fast Start training so we schedule their game plan interview. And you want to do this while they're hot, while they're excited. Why? Because you don't want them to lose that motivation. The sooner you get them into action, the better it is, right? And then show them, hey, listen, why don't we work to make you some money, and at the same time also win you an iPad, and work together with them. As leaders, we have to take the initiative and go and do those game plan interviews, right? Motivate people in those game plan interviews. Sell them the vision. Find out what their whys are. Hey, is this worth it to do these things so you could provide that for your family, like you having your whys right here? Okay, let's get it going. That's where you as a leader start to step up and take your business to another level, and you grow to another level. So anyways, wanted to share that with you guys. I'm excited for that. And we're going to show more details on the corporate Zoom. Let's take one more call. One more question, and then we'll close this off.
Hey, what's up, JC? This is Chris from Long Beach, California. Great presentation, great training. My question is, are we getting closer to the water filtration website launch, and then also the certification process? Are we getting any closer to that, sir?
We are getting closer to it, though. I mean, the water website is just about done. We just have to make it go live and do a couple of different things. The certification is not going to start until probably the end of next week, if not the following week, the certification. So for right now, we want to focus on scheduling appointments for the mentors, in the water business to help us close those sales. I closed the first whole home filtration system matter of fact, you're from Long Beach. I closed it in Long Beach, California. And it was Obi to help me close it. It was a $9,000 sale because he got the double tank one. So it was like $1,500 more. So we gave him a $500 discount. But that commission was about $3,000 on that deal, and it got installed like 4 or 5 days later. So very exciting. This Wednesday, my Alka 75 gets installed in my house this Wednesday. So very excited about that. So we're getting close, brother. Trust me, we're working around the clock. The website's just about done. I don't know how soon that the website is going to be. I would imagine that by the end of the week, but I cannot imagine that more than next week, any further than next week, will that be ready? So
thank you very much. I appreciate you. I got the countertop at the house, and it's producing awesome water already. So thank you.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's one thing about the 4 steps to success. You guys, we all have to be a product of the product. I guarantee you're going to sell more. You're going to sell more. And the beautiful thing about the water product, ladies and gentlemen, is that you could be a renter, you could be a homeowner, you could live in an RV. It doesn't matter. And if you knew the power of the water that you drink, or drinking the wrong water, you'd run through a brick wall to get that machine. I'm telling you, but you got to be a product of the problem. All right. Well, we are at the top of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, tomorrow, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, even though there's webinars every hour on the hour, we show up and we promote the 5 o'clock Tuesday and Thursday opportunity presentation, just like usual. When we promote these other ones, they couldn't make it right to the Tuesday. Here's the deal. If I got somebody that doesn't make it to Tuesday, I'm not gonna wait till Thursday to invite them again. What if they don't make it to Thursday? Am I gonna wait till the following week, Tuesday, to invite them to check out the business? No. I'll leave you this last tip. Some people invite to recruit. Professionals recruit to invite. Some people invite people to recruit them. Some people recruit them to invite, meaning this. Some people invite people to a presentation so they can recruit them. Other people, in the meantime, recruit people right now so those people can invite their prospects to the next presentation, to the next Super Saturday. That makes sense? You want to be that second person, the one that recruits now. Then now that you're in the business, let's get you trained. Let's get your people, your prospects on the Zoom. You couldn't make it Tuesday. Fair enough. Guess what? We have some presentations on Wednesday. We recruit him. We get to his list and get his list on the Thursday presentation. That is the recruit, the recruit to invite. That's where you don't want to be invite to recruit. You want to be recruit to invite. That's what I'm referring to, right? So let's use these tools, but these tools only use when we are conscious of them, right? When we actually go out and take advantage of the tools that we have. So, all right, everybody, I appreciate everybody getting on. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the opportunity presentations. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right, JC, great call.
Thank you,
Good
brother.
one. Thanks for the invite.
Let's build.